Whenever we have an NCE fail, we upgrade the device from an NCE to an SNE with a controller. And there is, anytime you're dealing with a network engine, as you know, there's logic that is in there, and there's a lot of work that you've got to do in the database regardless. But this is going to show you how you can shorten a lot of that work, make it a little bit easier and faster in the process. But before we get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would like and share the video. Leave me a comment down below. That does help the algorithm and it helps the channel. Also, check out the affiliate links down below. Go over to Amazon, pick you something up. Just use one of my links down below. Go over there, then buy whatever you want. Also, check out Blackout Coffee. Use my link down below. Get yourself a little bit of a discount. So, what we're going to do is jump over into SCT. Let me get it up here, and you can see here what we're going to do. We're going to be replacing this particular engine. This is an NCE that has failed, and you can see a lot of info about it that's in here. I mean, you can see here it's an NCE 2560, and it's dead. There's no saving it. We've tried rebooting it. We've tried everything. The engine itself is dead. So we're going to replace it. Now, what we are going to do, I want to get all that logic out of it, and I'm going to show you a trick first. In fact, I'm going to show you a couple of things because there's some mistakes that you can make that are a little bit aggravating. And what we will do, I'm going to go up to my site, and I'm going to select my site, and then I'm going to go Insert Supervisory Device. And I am going to select an SNE 1050. I'm going to leave that all where it is and all that, and we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to drop the name in here. I'm going to show you the wrong way at first, and this is something that I actually did. And then I called a friend of mine who is a super guru with JCI stuff, and he was able to help me. In fact, I want to change this a little bit, just a little bit. I'm going to call this SNE. Okay. In fact, I'm going to call it SNE2. Okay, that's going to be our name. And I'm going to hit next. This is a lot of the configuration stuff. I'm not really going to do a lot with this for the simple fact is this is not going to work because I want to show you what you're going to get. And I'm going to hit finish. Once I hit that finish button, down here at the bottom, it has created my engine and all of that. Here's my stuff. This is the engine itself that we're going to be setting up, okay? Or I should say that is the example of failure. So I'm going to go back up to my original. And again, bear with me because it's a large system. I'm going to go down just a bit more, and here we are. Here's my engine that we're replacing. I've got the trunk. I've got controllers. I'm going to highlight this trunk. I'm going to right click. I'm going to select edit, and I'm going to select copy. Now I'm going to drill down. I'm going to highlight the new engine. I'm going to right click. I'm going to select paste. All right, it's asking me if that's what I want to keep the name as. Sure, why not? So I'm going to select paste. And when I do that, something's wrong. You can see here what I have. Code version mismatch. And there's a couple of things here that we can do to fix this. Okay, if you've ever gotten this screen trying to do this, this is the steps to resolve this error in Metasys. Okay, so let's close this out. Let's cancel this. And what I'm going to do, the name for this, since I'm lazy, because this is the name I want to keep, I'm going to press Control C. You see what I did there? I just opened it up and not changing anything, just highlighted it all, Control C, and then I'm going to cancel. And this is going to go away. So right click, edit, delete, or I could just hit the button. And now it's gone. Now let's show you the right way of doing it. So I'm going to go back up to my site. I am going to select Insert Supervisory Device. And this time, what I'm going to select is an NAE35. Since this particular engine is a 25, I've got to go equal size or slightly larger. However, again, this is an NAE and not an NCE. So I'm going to select NAE. I want to make sure that we're currently at 9.0. That is the version that we have. I'm going to select Next. It's going to ask me my site, which that is where we're going to put it. And here is my screen. I'm going to go ahead and where I was lazy before, and I pressed the Control C. Now I'm going to press Control V, and it's going to put that name in there for me. See, that's how easy it is to do things. When you're lazy, you learn those easy ways of doing things. Now I'm going to press Next. And there's some configuration that I've got to do in here, but I'm going to go ahead and do that in just a bit. We're going to go ahead, skip through here, and we're just going to get this inserted because there's something else I want to show you. Here is that NAE, that NAE35 that we just created down here at the bottom. You can see here, I've got the green arrow like it wants to download. Now let's go back up again, and we're going to follow our previous steps. Right-click that trunk, edit, copy. I'm going to go back down to this engine. I'm going to right-click, and let's watch another error. Okay? Go to paste. That's what I want to name it. I'm going to hit paste. Uh-oh, I've got my error again. This one's a little simpler. Okay, but you can see it here, code version mismatch. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit cancel. And I want you to pay close attention to something. This particular engine is at 9.0. Our original, look at it at the version, different version, 8.0. In fact, you can probably see it better right here. So what do we need to do? That is very simple. I'm going to go up to Tools, Manage Archive. I'm going to select Upgrade Migrate Device. I'm going to hit Next. And I want to select I'm going to leave it at that, but you can see here, I'm going to also select that to 9.0. I'm going to hit Next. And then I'm just going to scroll through. We're just going to blank this out for now. And it's going to upgrade this for us. You can see here, it is upgrading the database in the engine. I'm going to right click, refresh all tabs, and then drill back down. So what I've done is I have matched both of these engines to version 9. That is something that you've got to remember. Okay? You can see here I've got my green arrow. I have got all of my logic and everything in here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click that trunk, edit, copy. I'm going to go down to my new engine. I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go edit and paste. Giving me that pop up again. Let's see what happens this time. Would you looky there? Here is our trunk. Now, since this device is an NAE, it does not have an onboard controller, this local application. And this engine was put in, and it's basically used as an NAE, but we don't need it. But however, if you were adding a controller to replace one, you can do basically the same process. There's some other syntax and stuff like that you need to do to get it to work right in the MUI. But for now, this local application, I'm going to edit and I'm going to delete it because I do not need that. And I'm going to hit continue. There, it's gone. And I'm also going to grab some other stuff. You can see here, I've got some logic in here, right? Drop this down. I've got all this little bit of logic. It's not a lot, but I need it. So I'm going to hit that. I'm going to right click, edit, copy. I'm going to drill down here into that programming folder, right click, edit, paste. It's going to give me the option to change the name if I wanted. I'm going to leave it the same, and I'm going to hit paste. And you can see now what it has done for us is it has pasted that folder in here. All right. That's not all the work that you're going to need to do. Okay, you are going to have or do some LCT work. You're going to have to do some database cleanup and things like that, because what we have between this engine here, these two engines, this one and here is the original, this NCE. We have logic that is being shared. There are, there are some back and forth stuff that's being transferred. And doing this, even though it is a good way of doing it, I guess you could say, replacing something old with something new and, getting it to a little bit more relevancy. There's some database work. You're going to have to go in and you're going to have to clean up your LCT. You're going to have to clean up any kind of logic that you have, because it's going to break a lot of those links, and you're going to have to go back in and basically rebind them. But what it does, the big advantage for this is it's going to keep your LCT in place. And basically what you would have to do, you can see some LCT that we have here. So basically all that I would have to do is go in here, edit this, and simply link this to the correct point. This will be broken, even though it is copied and pasted into the same new engine. This link will be broken. So all I would have to do here is go in, drill down to my network, to that new engine, drill down to the controller. And once I get into the controller, I find my point and I hit OK, and it will rebind those for me. And this, it is probably going to be a little bit of a good idea to do live, where you can see those changes, because, when you're in here trying to work in SCT and you try to do a download, you're probably going to miss stuff because you can't guarantee for sure that you got all of them done. You can go through, try to get as many as you can. And as well as like all your interlocks and everything else. Some of the stuff, it's better to fix live. I will just tell you that. That's just personal experience on that. So once you get that done, though, there are some other stuff that you've got to copy over. When you get in here, you need to go into your network and you've got to update your IP address and everything. Like currently, you can see here for the IP address, if I wanted to load this controller, I can't, because it does not have the IP address. So what I would need to do, basically, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to pull up what my IP address is for this, and you can see it there. It's on a local network, 10.5.12.202. So then I'm going to simply go down here to my original device, or I should say to my new device. And then I'm going to switch this to false temporarily. You can see it now where it says true. This is grayed out. I can't change it. When I switch this to false, it gives me the option of entering values. So 10.5.12.202. And then, of course, down on the bottom, 255.255.255.0. And then after I enter that, I'm going to set this back to true, because that's what it was previously. And you'll see that it has retained that IP address. And then I'm going to select save. Now, one more thing that we've got to do, even though it's labeled as SNE because that was what we named it, but we're replacing this device with an SNE. So all I've got to do now, Tools, Manage Archive, Upgrade Device, hit Next. I'm now going to select SNE 1050. I'm going to select our version. That's right, 15. I've got a video on 15 if you are interested in seeing it. I'm going to hit Next. Now, one thing I want you to take note of before selecting this version, browse to your engine, make sure that the version matches, okay? If you roll this database to 15, you're going to have to redo all this, okay? You need to make sure, or I should say, if your engine is not at 15, you need to make sure that the version that you put here is the version that is in your engine. If you mismatch it, you're going to get that error again, and you cannot go backwards. You can go forward, but you cannot go backwards. For example, I could put this at 12 on my database. In fact, we'll just do that. If I put this at 12, I'm going to select next, and I'm just going to keep going through. Again, I'm going to clear this. We'll put that in later. Hit finish. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to migrate this database to version 12. And let's just go and view it. Action queue. There we go. And you're going to see it is actually upgrading the device data and all that kind of fun stuff. That's what it's doing for us. And you can see here, upgrade device. And it's still gray here, but watch this. I'm going to do a refresh all tabs, drop this down. And now it has changed this to an SNE 1050. Okay, that is part of the process. But again, you need to make sure that you have that to match. And you can see down here with my mouse, it is version 12. Now, if I needed to go to version 15 or whatever, I can do that. But you can go forward, but you cannot go backwards. So again, I can't stress this enough. Quadruple check the version that is in the engine, you know, before you do this. Make sure that it matches. Okay. And then again, we have got our data out of an NCE that has failed. We have got all of our logic moved over to an SNE, brand spanking new SNE. So now we're golden. We are much better off where we need to be. Is we're ready to go to pretty much download the controller. I mean, we can download this engine here and get it online, you know, get our controller and everything online, and you know, save us a lot of time. In fact, I've already done it. I'm just showing this stuff to you guys, and it is a big time saver. I'm not going to say that it is going to cure all of your ills, but it is a big time saver when you are trying to replace an engine, particularly one like this, that, you know, we're going from an NCE to an SNE. And, you know, and then again, guys, I mean, it's just one of those things that will hopefully help. And I'm really appreciative to a friend of mine, like I said, that has the one that walked me through it a little bit. And, you know, I've done this before, but the way that I did it was something that didn't have anything on it. So I just basically rediscovered it. But this way, I mean, you can see how you can move your logic over and all that kind of stuff. And it works. Makes it a little bit quicker and all that kind of stuff. But guys, this is just a short video that I wanted to do, or I say short, it's been going for a bit now. And I hope that it helps you out. And if it does, let me know down in the comments below. Also, guys, I would appreciate it. Like and share the videos, like I said. Support the channel however you can. I throw these videos out there for free. We don't get a whole lot of views, but we do get views. And so, I mean, it's, you know, free info, and anything you want to do to help, I appreciate it. Guys, thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, share, check out all the affiliate links, buy you some coffee, all that kind of fun stuff. And we will see you next time.